Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. As always, I really do appreciate you being here, clicking on this video and checking out my content. It means a lot to me, so thank you very much. But in this video, in this episode of Review Flicks, we're going to be checking out some Marvel news. So recently, Robert Downey Jr., the now Oscar-winning actor, has come out and made comments about his potential return to the MCU, which is really exciting. So we're going to dive into this article, check out the comments that he had to say, and let's see what's going on. So this article comes to us from comicflicknews.com. Robert Downey Jr. discusses potential MCU return as Iron Man. It's too integral, a part of my DNA. So actor Robert Downey Jr., known for his portrayal of Iron Man, recently discussed his willingness to return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Tony Stark. With Marvel Studios embarking on the multiverse saga, where characters are reimagined as variants across different universes, the question arises about who will step into Iron Man's shoes after the conclusion of the Infinity Saga. I mean, where do we even begin? We could go off on a 10-hour essay talking about the state of Marvel, the multiverse, and all of this kind of jibber-jabber and variants about different characters and all this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, we're here to talk about Robert Downey Jr. and his comments on the return to the MCU. But I will say, obviously, given the state of the MCU is in at the moment, they had The Marvels, the lowest performing MCU movie ever put out, and their, Disney Plus series aren't doing good either, and they need all the help that they can get to bring those lost viewers back to the MCU that were once there, who have now left due to them kind of putting out subpar content in the last few years. And if Robert Downey Jr. can come back, or Chris Evans, you know that both of them are going to come back. They're just playing us at the moment. Secret Wars, they're definitely going to come back. But anyway, let's see what Robert Downey Jr. had to say. So in a feature piece in Esquire magazine, the newly Academy Award-winning actor delved into the possibility of returning to the MCU after his character's ending in Avengers Endgame. So Downey Jr. expressed that Iron Man is too integral a part of my DNA, indicating his deep connection to the role and leaving open the possibility of reprising the beloved Avenger. So he went on to say the following: "Happily, it's too integral a part of my DNA. The role chose me. And look, I always say, never ever bet against Kevin Feige. It's a losing bet. He's the house. He will always win." So it sounds like here, he's all up for coming back, or is he just simply saying this as a PR stunt? Does he have no intention of coming back, but he's saying this just to keep fans, happy and on the good side, and thinking that there's a possibility that he is going to come back? Or are they already kind of slated to come back in Secret Wars, but they're just trying to kind of play fans around at the moment? We'll have to wait and see. But I think it's a foregone conclusion that Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man and Captain America, I think 100% they're going to be back at some point. Disney or Marvel is going to, unload a dump truck full of money at the house and say, look, we need you guys to come back because the MCU is floundering without you guys. But yeah, I think in Secret Wars we're going to see them pop up in one way, shape or form. So every way that Robert Downey Jr. can return as Iron Man in the MCU. So given that Iron Man's death in Avengers Endgame, spoiler, but obviously if you haven't seen Endgame, you obviously don't care about it, is definitive, any potential return for Robert Downey Jr. to the Marvel Cinematic Universe would require creative approaches. But they've got time travel, they've got multiverse, all of these kind of get out of jail free cards, as I like to call them. With multiverse or time travel, they're the two ultimate kind of workarounds with any story. If you have multiverse or time travel, you can literally fix and change and shape and do all kinds of different somersaults and acrobats you need to in order to get Iron Man to come back, So you could just get a Tony Stark from another multiverse, or you could time travel and get Tony Stark when he was younger and bring him forward. There's all kinds of crazy loopholes you can do. So one solution could involve exploring a Tony Stark variant from the multiverse, exactly what I was just saying, offering a fresh perspective on the character's life in a parallel world. This will provide Downey Jr. with an exciting opportunity for both acting and storytelling, presenting Iron Man in a new light within the MCU. Alternatively, if Marvel Studios wish to revisit the original Earth 199999 version of Iron Man, time travel could be utilized without undoing Tony Stark's sacrifice. Again, time travel. Like I was just saying, multiverse and time travel. These are the two ultimate MacGuffins to fix any plot holes in any story. So, while time travel hasn't been heavily utilized in recent MCU films, it remains a viable option for nostalgic callbacks as long as it respects the character's narrative arc. Yeah, time travel in the MCU, obviously it was used in, the major Avengers movies, but they can't really go back to that well, because if they start using time travel to fix these loopholes and bring in variants and stuff, it could become super convoluted, and fans will get pretty pissed off that everything is just being retconned with time travel. So you risk alienating your fan base, and you risk making the story mega too complex. You've already got this multiverse concept. If you start introducing time travel with multiverse, and then overlapping multiverse and time travel, it becomes so convoluted so quickly. And the average audience, not like us, we don't sit around, you know, who don't sit around and talk about movie news like what we do, they're going to become so confused about what's going on. Is this a multiverse variant? Is this a time travel variant? Like, you know, I can understand why someone would be so confused about it. So, ultimately, it seems likely that Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige will find a way to reintroduce Downey Jr. in some capacity. Absolutely, they're going to do that. Like I said, it's a foregone conclusion in my mind. They will appear in Secret Wars. It's going to happen. You can't do Secret Wars without Captain America and Iron Man. At least I don't think you could. Well, don't get me wrong. You can do it without those characters, but are they going to? I don't think so. Possibility towards the conclusion of the multiverse saga. Rumors suggest that Avengers Secret Wars, like I was saying, could serve as a soft reboot for the MCU, making the multiverse saga potentially the final opportunity for Downey Jr. to reprise his role as Iron Man before any potential recasting. A lot of fans are saying now that, you know, Marvel's gotten to the point where stuff has become so convoluted, all the OG Avengers are kind of missing, dead, gone, whatever. They need to reboot the MCU, like a hard reboot at some point. Just recast the Iron Man, recast Captain America, go back to basics, and just reboot the universe. But would Marvel ever do that? Because they risk alienating the fan base if they do it. But then if they don't do it, they risk losing the fans that they did have. So if I was in their situation, it's an impossible kind of like, do you reboot? Do you not reboot? I wouldn't like to be the person making that decision, that's for sure. So, where are we? The future holds the answers as to how Marvel Studios will reincorporate Downey Jr. as Iron Man once again in the MCU. So yeah, there we go, guys. So they've got the two biggest MacGuffins, time travel, multiverse. There's countless ways using those two MacGuffins. They could bring Iron Man back. Or would you, like, at the end of the day, would you guys prefer to see Robert Downey Jr. come back as Iron Man using one of those two methods? Or would you prefer just a hard reboot and a brand new actor to come in and portray Iron Man? You know, whichever way it goes is going to alienate a lot of the fan base. There's no one solution that's going to make everybody happy when it comes to the Iron Man character and how to bring him back. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But guys, let me know what you think about this. If you were on the Disney or Marvel executive board and it was up to you to bring back Iron Man, how would you bring back Iron Man? What would be the best way, and how would you decide to have him back in the franchise? I'd love to know what you guys think about that and what you would do, because that'd be very, very interesting to find out. But as always, I appreciate you being here talking about Marvel news with me, and I will see you in the next one.